Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I will be covering different aspects of cryptography. So we will start with a brief introduction or the concept building part of cryptography, and then we will jump to the different strategies followed by it. Okay. So let me open up this PPT which I have created for cryptography in particular. So I'm going on to the presentation mode. This is the cryptography module, and we will be using Mule Runtime 4.3.0, that is the latest one, and the Anypoint Studio version will be 760, that is also the latest one available. Now, the cryptography is all about encryption and the decryption, how securely we can encrypt our data so that it should be remain confidential, and it should be accessible only to the persons who are authorized and intended to use it. So that is the main motto behind it. And the main features are like symmetric encryption. We can have a proper decryption using that, and asymmetric encryption, and we can decrypt the same message. Also, there is a combination of message signing and the validation of the signed messages. We will be covering these three specific things in our upcoming use cases. There are three different strategies which are being used for cryptography. That is JCE. JCE is being used for a wider range of cryptography capabilities which are being provided by Java cryptography extension. XML strategy is used for signing and encrypting XML document or specific node elements. PGP, pretty good privacy, that is being used for signature and encryption using PGP. So there will be different combinations, different strategies within these particular strategies, different ways to implement the encryption. We will be covering all possible options. So stay tuned. We will be covering JCE as a part of this particular video. So JCE is Java cryptography extension, and it gives a wide range of capabilities like password-based encryption and the key-based encryption. So when we say password-based encryption, it will be like enables us to encrypt and sign the content by only giving the encryption password. That could be any string in nature. And the key-based will be we can have a JKS or GCEKS or PKCS 12, a different form of certificates which can be used to perform encryption and the signing operations. You have these two different ways to encrypt all or a particular part of the messages in order to encrypt the any payload. So just keep this thing in mind. Within the JDK, it gives us the capability of using key tool. So in order to check that, one second guys. So if I open my terminal window, you have to just search for this java-version. So it will return what is the installed version of Java. If it is not, you have to install the Java separately. And after that, just write about key and take a tab. So this key tool will come up. In this particular section of PPT, I have covered the command basically to create a self-signed certificate. So key tool hyphen gensec key, generation of key and key store. After that, you have to give the path and the name of the JCK certificate, then the store type, what is the nature of this certificate, that is JCKS, then hyphen store pass, that is the store password you can give in a string format, then the key algorithm, it can be AES, RS or whatever, then hyphen key size 128, 256 or 512 depending upon the requirements. Hyphen alias name can be like AES key, AES 128, whatever you suit. There is no foundation on that. And hyphen key pass is the key password. So when you run this particular command, replacing all these placeholders, so something will come up like this. Let me open my Anypoint Studio. I have already captured these details. I will minimize this Anypoint Studio for the time being. It will take a while to load this, and here you can see I was on my command prompt. I have just copy paste the content from there, and this was the path I have given and the name of the JCK certificate. And after that, the store type, the store password, the key algo, the key size, the alias, and the key password. After that, just hit enter and this prompt will come up. It means you will be able to see the self-signed.jck file available on your, in my case, desktop. So you can change this location accordingly. So let me open this JCE cryptography product or the project. This self-signed JCK, I have just copy paste that thing into the SRC main resources. So here you can see the self-signed JCK is being placed. Now we will be starting with the different use cases available in JCE cryptography. We will be covering the three different flows. The first flow will be the password-based encryption. The second will be the signing and the validation of the JCE message. And the last one will be the JCE encrypt and decrypt using the key-based encryption. So the first part we will be starting. You know how to create a new project, right? So I will be skipping that part and I will directly jump to the main crux of this use case. So you have to first add the cryptography module. Just click on search and exchange and look out for crypto. It will take a second to load it. Just select this one and push it onto the right hand side using the add button. Click on finish. Since I have already done it, in my case it is already coming like crypto, and within this you can see different categories like JCE, PGP, XML, and for the checksum, calculate and the validate checksum. We will try to cover all these as much as possible, so please pay attention for the same. Okay, so after that, HTTP listener I have drag and drop, and this is basically a postman because I want to encrypt my incoming message. The path I have given is JCE PBE. You can give any path. Within the advanced, you can see the allowed method is post. After that, there is a logger just to showcase what is the receive payload. After that, I have drag and drop the JCE encrypt PBE. This one, it encrypts a stream using JCE with a password. I have just drag and drop over here, and here it gives the option like the content you want to encrypt along with the algorithm. Here it is using HMAC SHA 256 and AES 128, that is default, but it gives a wide range of algos, so you can select any one of these. You just need to remember whatever you are giving here, the same should be used at the decrypt PB side as well. After giving this, I have selected the default algo, and the password I have selected is MuleSoft. After setting it, I am again trying to print the same encrypted payload using the logger, and then I have drag and drop this JCE decrypt PBE. I have used the same algo and the same password as well. You can see like that. And finally, there is a logger to print the decrypted value of the payload. So, in short, the final payload which will be appearing on our Postman or SOAP UI or advanced REST client will be the original payload which we have entered into this encrypt PBE. Okay, so let's try to run this. I will right click and go for the run project. It will take some time to load this. In the meanwhile, I will open up my Postman. So this is the collection which I have already created with three different folders: JCE, PGP, and XML. We will be covering all these folders gradually. So the first one is JCE PB, which is a post in nature, and within the body I have given a simple string message, "Hello world." Let me see. Yeah, it is deployed. I will clear up the console and hit it again from the Postman. So here you can see the hello world which we have entered as a payload to encrypt, the same we are getting in the output. And now we will check on the logger side of it. So receive payload, this logger, after that encrypted. So this is the encrypted one, and this one logger is printing the decrypted the payload, that is hello world. So we are done with the password based encryption. The next thing we will be covering, it will be about JCE signed PBE and validate the PBE. So in order to do that, we will follow the similar pattern, but there will be only slight change in that. So we will be using JCE sign PBE. You can drag and drop from here. So it basically signs the string using JCE with a key. The key will be this password, the same password which we are using earlier. This VARS payload message is the payload which we have set in a set variable, and once the stream is being signed by a key, we are logging the same, and after that we are having JCE validate PBE. Okay, it validates a stream against a signature using a key, that is again password. So the value will be the payload message, and the expected is the same JC sign PB that is coming out from here, and the algo remains the same which we have used for PB as well. Okay, 256 SHA HMAC, and the password will be remain same. So having said that, let's try to run this flow as well. This is JCE PB signed. So JCPB signed, there is a body, and I am just printing text as JSON message. I will hit on send button, and you can see I am getting the response back. Let's go back and check the logs. So this was the previous flow, and from here receive payload the JSON. After that JC signed PB, it has converted the incoming stream, and after that it has validated the message, and after validation um, the payload is being printed on this console as well. Okay, so if I click over here and give me a moment. So this is the signed one, and the within the advance we are printing the GC signed PB. So this is pretty much about the PB is signed stream. The next and the last thing will be about the JC encrypt using the key based mechanism. So I will jump to this JC encrypt. For this we need to set up the module configuration. So just simply click on this plus sign, and a window like this will come up. And how to configure it, let me show you that. So I have just selected this self-sign.jck, which is placed inside SRC main resources, and the type is JCEKS, which I have just showcased you. One second. JCEKS. Let me try to copy paste this command on my text pad. I'll go to the flow again, to the message flow, JC encrypt. I will expand this module configuration. So after that, the password is the password only, and you have to click on this JC symmetric or symmetric. Both will work in the same way configuration wise. So I have selected this symmetric key. So there is some configuration which we need to do. Key ID can be anything. You can put any string, but you have to remember like this should be a unique one. After that, the alias which I have set is AES key. So the same is being passed here, and the password is the password only, and that is the key password basically. So key password is password. You can have the store password and key password as different, but just to showcase, like I'm using the password as a password. I'll click on cancel. Click on cancel. I'll go back to message flow. After that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this encrypted message into the base 64. I will print it. I will print it as encrypted payload, and after that, I will again change it from base 64 to the octet stream, and will try to decrypt it using the module configuration. Let me show you the configuration of this. So the same one and same, I could have used the same module configuration, but just to show the separation between the encryption and the decryption setting, I have created it again. Okay, I will click on OK and go to the message flow again. Let me show you one thing. So in the configuration, let's go to the encrypt first, then I will go to the decrypt again. So within the configuration in the second half, we have to give the algorithm, that is AES, because we have selected um, AES as the key algo. Here you can see the key algo is being used as AES. So I have used AES over here, the key ID which we have created under the symmetric key ID generation, right? This key ID JCKS. So I have configured the same over here, and you have options like either you can give this within the inline itself, but if you are giving inline, then you have to remove this key ID. So either way, either this or you need to provide this one. So I have configured the JCKS key ID already within the module configuration, so I have skipped the JCK info over here. And similarly in the JC decrypt, you need to follow the same pattern. And finally, in the logger, I'm going to print the decrypted payload. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will clear up the console and try to hit it again from the postman. So JC encrypt is the URL which I'm going to hit for this particular JC encrypt decrypt operations. I'll click on send button, and I'm getting the response back. Let's check the logs. So this logger prints receipt payload for JC. After that transformation and logger is going to print the encrypted payload. After that, JC decrypt will be in action, and it will print the logger again. That is the decrypted payload and the text as same as the original payload which we have received. I have combined in most of the cases the encryption and decryption in the same flow, but ideally this is not the case. You can break it down into the two multiple flows, one at the sending side and the other one on the receiving end. But just to compact the use case, I have implemented both operation of encryption and decryption within the same flows. I hope you like this video and gives a thumbs up if it helps you out in any way. Thanks a lot.